Hi everyone, it's Joe here again at the Leeds Drum Academy, and this time a video on what do I expect from parents of drum students. Okay, this is a very sensible one. I gotta be very careful about this video because I don't want to sound like, there's all these rules and you gotta respect them, blah blah blah. But you know what? As a father myself, I know that it's very easy to assume that I know better. I know how my kid learns. I really don't, do I? How can I know how to teach physics? How can I know how to teach PE? I don't know. So I gotta leave it to whoever knows it to do it. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. Give the teachers some space to teach. I know that we are very protective, but you know what? If that relationship between your kid and the drum teacher is not right because they keep feeling that there's someone always filtering everything, it's not going to work. Unless you see something that you really don't approve of, I'm not saying that all drum teachers are amazing. They're not. There are some really nasty drum teachers out there. Teachers, period. People, even. But unless you see that, then don't do anything. Just let them be. You know what? I don't even recommend parents to be in the room. Let them be. First lesson, fine, fair enough. But then from now on, just go outside, read a magazine, have some coffee. I have a nice little sofa here at the academy. I'm fortunate enough that most of the parents of my students don't interfere, but some do. And I know that you have the best intentions at heart. But the relationship is already being filtered, like I said. There's like a wall, and the kid then looks at the father or the mother asking for permission. Can I ask a question? We are already slowing things down, and the progress is being slowed down as well because, there you go. I think you get my point. So give the teacher space to teach. Like I said, unless you see something odd, unless you see something weird, you don't need to go home during the lesson. You can stay right outside the room. If something happens, you will know. It's not like, but it will not happen. I believe that most music teachers teach because they love to teach. I want to believe that. So they're there to teach. And when they feel that there's someone like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? Just watch. If you don't feel comfortable, ask to watch the lesson. But please don't keep trying to help, because most of the times you're not helping, okay? I'm sorry. I know you love your kids. I love my kid too, but just let them do their thing. If you realize that your kid is not practice, then it's your job to interfere. Because at home, you are the extension of the drum teacher. When your kid goes home, make sure he practices. After all, it's your money. You're spending this money on the lessons. Why wouldn't you ask your child to work on the stuff he or she learned during the lesson? I know I would. It's just common sense. I'm spending money. You better learn what you're being taught. So if you see that they're not putting the time in, they're not putting the work in, give them two options. You either start practicing or you're out. It's as simple as that. The other thing that I want to mention is be involved, but during the lesson, the teacher he's the one who conducts the lesson. It's not me, so ignore mommy and daddy. It's all about that guy in front of you. So pay attention, blah, 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 all that stuff that we tell our kids. Be involved that way. But don't try to replace the teacher, like I said. Now, when it comes to a business, because we're talking, between two entities here, the parents and the school or the drum teacher, this is a business relationship. The relationship between the teacher and the student, that's an education kind of relationship. It's more of a humane relationship, but between the one who pays, if it's not the student, and the teacher, it's pure business. Now, Some people, and I've been teaching for a while now, do seem to think that they can come up with their own rules. And I really want to be sensible about what I'm saying, because I don't want people to think, like I said in the beginning, that there's all these rules and you got to follow them. Well, it's kind of true, isn't it? That's how life goes. And as teachers, we can't even teach properly anymore if we have a parent that every week creates issues. And from my experience, my decision is very simple. At the expense of the student, I will fire the parents. I will ask them to leave, not to come back, and find a different teacher, because, fortunately I'm in a position that I can do that, but I know that a lot of drum teachers are not, and they end up putting up with this and just trying to, and I know that they go home, the teachers, they go home and they're tired, they're exhausted, because this person just keeps causing problems, and then they're dreading the idea of teaching that kid next week, and it's your son or daughter that is suffering from the whole nasty environment around the business side of things. If you're not happy with the conditions, discuss them. Don't just expect that the teacher will bend the rules for you. Why would the teacher do that? So this is what I expect from the parents of my drum students. Make them practice. And be sure that you are on top of what practice really is. Are they just playing and bashing away? Or do you hear them practicing? Is the metronome on? Be on top of what practice should be, so you can do a good job at home in making sure that they are improving, making sure that they are progressing, and making sure that they are worth the investment. Because it's all good. Some students, they love the idea of playing drums, but then when it comes to putting the work in, they don't do it. Fine, let's find another activity that fires them up so they put the work in. It's all good. I don't force anyone to take drum lessons. So be on time, and don't try to replace the teacher. And that's pretty much it, And let's all have some fun and learn the drums properly. So thank you, parents. And I want to thank all the parents that trust me to be their kids' teacher. It's a huge honor, and we have loads of fun every week. So I'll see you guys later, and good practice. Bye-bye.